At that time, the disciples of John came to Jesus, saying, "Why do we and the Pharisees fast, but your disciples do not fast?" And Jesus said to them, "Can the wedding guests mourn as long as the bridegroom is with them? The days will come when the bridegroom is taken away from them, and then they will fast. No one puts a piece of unshrunk cloth on an old garment, but for the patch tears away from the garment, and a worse tear is made. Neither is new wine put into old wineskins. If it is, the skins burst, and the wine is spilled, and the skins are destroyed. But new wine is put into fresh wineskins, and so both are preserved." The Gospel of the Lord. My dear brothers and sisters in Jesus Christ, to know Jesus is peace. And if there is no Jesus in our lives, then there is no peace. Pope Benedict XVI said some time ago that Christianity is not about a lofty ethical decision or the attaining of a great idea, but it is an encounter with an event or a person who gives a decisive new direction to our lives. And that person is Jesus. In today's gospel passage, the disciples of John are surprised, are shocked even, that the disciples of Jesus and Jesus himself are not seen to be fasting very often, but instead they seem to be feasting and meeting with people, socializing, while they are not preaching or moving from town to town. And so the question is, why don't you fast? Why don't you live a more ascetical life like John the Baptist or some of the Pharisees and the scribes? And so the people who are questioning Jesus and his disciples are not aware that God is doing something new in Jesus, that God is establishing a new and intimate relationship with every human person, beginning with his disciples. Where Jesus is, there is no lack. Where Jesus is, there is fullness of life. And that is what the disciples are already experiencing in the presence of the human person, Jesus, who leads them in their mission on earth. And so to speak, Jesus is establishing a paradigm that he wants every human being to experience. The closeness of God that is so tangible, like having a real human person in our life. And that is what Jesus gives us in every Eucharist, the tangible experience of the closeness of God. And if we remain close to him, then no matter our life circumstances, the Lord promises us, as we responded in the psalm, peace. The Lord speaks of peace to his people. And wherever Jesus is, there is infinite peace. There is infinite joy. And that is the ordinary state of the Christian life. But why do we fast? In special moments like in the season of Lent, and usually on Fridays, we do have a low day to remind ourselves of the sufferings that Jesus went through for our salvation. It reminds us of our need to remain close to Jesus. And so even if we do fast as Christians, our reasons are different from those of John, the Pharisees, the scribes, and many others. In many religions, fasting and penance, tapas as they call it in India, is a way for us to attain to moksha or salvation. But in the Christian dispensation, we do not attain salvation by our acts of piety or penance. We receive salvation as a gift from God that we could never merit. And what is salvation? The closeness of God, closer than we are to ourselves. And that is the gift that Jesus gives to us. In every Eucharist, God becomes so close to us. He becomes our food. Let us receive him in spiritual communion today as if He is with us. No, not as if. He is truly with us. Let us know Jesus and know peace. Let us stick close to Him and experience joy in the midst of our circumstances.